What's going on, boys, and welcome back to the weekly recap. This is week 7 edition. And yeah, let's get started. Just before we start, let's review this trade. Happened about 3 hours ago, because it's almost noon Pacific here. Happened 9 a.m. Jalen Hurts for Tua and Mark Andrews. Think this is a fairly fair trade. Phil's 0-7, can't just keep going down the path he is. I think a change is necessary. I do think Mark Andrews does have a knee injury that doesn't seem to go away. Well, knee injuries don't seem to go away, and I think that last week he tried to play on it, had 56 snaps out of like 64, so it was like insane amount. He was running routes and caught no catches, had zero point 0.4 points from a 4-yard rush. So, I don't know. I just think it's always a tricky one with that one, but not like a vetoable trade at any moment. I just do think that Mateo benefits greatly from this trade, but again, you can't, if you're Phil, you just can't maintain what you're doing. So, top 3 teams according to the final standing projections are as follows: still Brian, still Tony, and still Austin. Okay, don't know how Austin's still fucking here, but all right, whatever. All right, let's get into the recap, boys, shall we? I'm not gonna lie, this recap has me smiling from cheek to cheek because I'll paint the picture for you. We'll go to Discord. Uh, Body tells us that we have a close score game going into Monday. It's me and Devin. Devin has 101.6. I have 108.57, up by like 6.9. So if Devin's two people he has playing on Monday, which are the Patriots defense and Nick Folk, get a combined 7 points, I'm done. I lose. Mark said, "Let's go, Luigi." Call him a dick rider. He says I'm going to be 2-5. Devin tells him to shut the fuck up, but it's too late. I win the matchup. We win by point 0.8 and whatever the fuck. Let's go. The Patriots defense got 4. Nick Folk got 2. That's a combined 6 when I needed him to get less than 7. Let's go. God, we needed that one. We needed that one bad. Wow, 2-5 would have been devastating. I would have been devastated. So, thank God I got this win, man. Late heroics too. Saquon Barkley had like 3 points at half, just completely ate in the second half. Late touchdown from Eno Benjamin. Late touchdown from Aaron Jones. Even a late touchdown from Herbert to get his game pretty even. I started Judy all week until Brian Rippon was the quarterback, so I put in Bateman. But Rippon was apparently the fucking guy I needed, so I would have beat myself up over that if I did lose this game. But Devin, I know, is beating himself up because he had David Montgomery going in his team all week until the DeAndre Swift news drop where he put back in Jamal Williams. Um, you're not going to start Antonio Gibson and Brian Robinson, but the win's on his bench, and the win was on my bench too if I were to lose with other starters as well. But overall, man, what a fucking matchup. Tough loss for Devin, man. I'm so sorry about it, but I'm not going to lie. If you should blame anyone, yes, you can blame the Patriots, but blame this guy, man. Because that guy fucked you, Devin. And look at him receiving no repercussions to his actions. He gets a win over Vinny. Not only a win, his first win ever over Vinny after 8 matchups. And it's a close one. Big win from big game from Kenneth Walker, DeAndre Hopkins. Brees Hall had a big touchdown run before he tore his ACL, so kind of tough for Mark, but he does have ETN going into a bigger role, so I think he'll be just fine. Vinny's loss mostly comes in like everyone in the team doing okay, but not really blowing up. Besides Lamar Jackson, who just has a bad game. Lamar, man, probably his worst game of the season. 4 duds. Actually, 16.1's all right, but 3 duds out of 4. Najee gets a touchdown, only gets 9.5. It's a tough loss, man. I will bring this up too. The average score of last week was 97.4, and Mark gets a win with 96.1. This just helps my fraud case, man. Devin has a little fraud calculation. You know, we have power, which is what your record would be if you played everyone every week. Luck, which is the difference between the power and what you have. And he has a fraud level calculation where he has Mark at fraud level 7. I didn't even know that was fucking possible. I noticed the red part of the coloring was like fraud level, starts at like fraud level 3. Mark's at fraud level 7. That's insane. So, yeah, man, no repercussions for his actions. Gets the win there. Kind of sucks. Phil can't get it right. Mac Jones got benched. James Robinson was going to get traded, so didn't get a fucking snap because they wanted to make sure he didn't get hurt. Dud from Damian Harris. T. Higgins does well, kind of. Jonathan Taylor has not lived up to the hype in terms of this season. It's just rough, man. He trades Jalen Hurts, but he needs something here. He needs something. In terms of Josh's end, Josh has a good game, great running back starts. Juju has two 100-yard and one touchdown games in a row. Still like only 13 targets. I just think it's gonna be different with the Chiefs every fucking week. Patrick Mahomes is that good, so not that many targets can still get you like good games, but I feel like the most consistent out of that offense is Travis Kelsey. So Juju showing some consistency 2 weeks in a row. Big benefit from that Mark trade. Um, Especially if Debo's injuries anything serious, but yeah, Kyle Pitts is a liability, man. This guy doesn't even start for Josh's team anymore, and it was the right choice. Damn, man. Uh, Josh wins by 58. Needed that win for the morale. First time scoring over 100. Tony gets a win scoring 84 here. That kind of sucks. And you're like, how? It's because Austin has another dud performance. Austin loves his players. Austin will go really off one week and really value his players, impossible to trade with. And then he'll have a bad week and you still try to trade with him and he's still impossible to trade with. So I think Austin just values his guys, and his guys got to let him down this week. 1.5 from AJ Dillon. He's been a consistent starter for a few weeks now, and that sucked. Cortland Sutton and Amon Ra are two people I were trying to trade for. Thank God I didn't because I don't know what's going on in Denver. I now have Judy, so I don't need that. And Amon Ra is injured now, but he always doesn't look that bad, but he keeps getting injured. I don't know. And I know it is the Stephon Diggs bye week, so we won't have to deal with that the other times. But I think your issue is going to be running back here, Austin. We have Damian Pierce, AJ Dillon, and Deion Jackson, and that's it. DeAndre Swift is gonna be injured like this. He's gonna go off and get injured. This just happens every time with him. Hopefully he comes back, but man, I never know with that guy. I have him in another league, so I feel you. But damn, tough loss for Austin. Not Mateo. Tony goes to 5-2, is now the leader of the East, sole leader. I mean, Brian's just the best team in the league. I'm just gonna be honest here. We'll talk about Mateo first. Gino start. Mark Andrews start, but everyone else does really well. What a gutsy start with Gus Edwards. I wanted Gus Edwards because Dobbins went down, but uh, Mateo hopped on that fast. Raheem Mostert, Jalen Waddle, good starts. Olave, IU, good starts. Jason Myers, good start. But Burrow drops 40, and Austin Eckler drops 30. Those two together would have outscored Phil by 20. Nick Chubb, Mike Will, Pat Fryermuth all just have good games. AJ Brown and Miles Sanders were on bye, bro, and it didn't fucking matter, man. Someone's got to stop this guy, man. It's actually kind of concerning. It's a little scary. Woof. Good win for Brian though. Tough loss for Mateo. Goes to 3-4. Last but not least, we have Finn and Greg. Uh, Finn's newbies return. Newbies. The return guys have their first start and kind of stink up. Keenan Allen and Dak have a tough game. They're definitely one of the lowlights of his teams. Drake London with another dud. The Falcons are an insane team to have stake in. I don't really know what to think of them right now. I mean, good defense start. Josh Jacobs is actually a freaking god. He's like way better than anyone thought he would be. But this is kind of just what Josh Jacobs does. He'll have more dud games, and you'll remember about Josh Jacobs. But Greg Goodwin here. Patrick Mahomes gets 27, mixing good game. DJ Moore finally has a good game. Ramondre Stevenson just continues what he does, and another great defense start. Great defense starts, I notice, get you wins. So, or if you have a better defense, you just feel more comfortable in winning. So I need to start hitting on my defenses. And yeah, that's how it affects the standings. Um, we do have kind of a top and bottom of the league, I would say. I say Brian's are for sure best and Phil's are for sure worst. But the rest of the league is just kind of just all lumped together. 8 teams with this 4-3 and 3-4 record thing right here, and then the other two are just one games off of 2-5 and 5-2. So I would still morph them all together. It's still really close. Um, let's preview week 8 matchups. Now I need this one to go back to 500, and I was just saying how this guy's a problem. It's the me and Brian matchup. Now, I actually always do pretty well against Brian. I'm 6-3 against him. Brian did win the last one, but I did start this rivalry starting 4-0. So, uh, this matchup with the league contest. Let's take a look about that. Let's put that context in there. Projected 106.4. He's projected 108.4. See, he has Eckler on bye, but just able to put in Miles Sanders. He lost Mike Williams to injury. He just puts in AJ Brown. It's just this guy's just his team's just nasty. We're gonna have some issues. We're gonna have some issues, but I think I got that. Vinny versus Phil. Phil needs something here. Been pretty close overall. Vinny has the regular. Actually, Vinny has the overall edge, even though they're tied on regular season. Vinny has the playoff victory where he blew him out by like 50 plus points. That's insane. Phil won the last week where he dropped 140, but I don't know if Phil is capable to drop 140 this year. Let's add the context and projected 78. And there's no one on bye. These are just his projections. Damn. Fuck. And Vinny projected 99. So I think the edge might go to Vinny there. Next we have Josh and Tony. Their matchup seems to be leaning Josh's way. This I did notice this earlier. Josh actually has, besides Ray, his best winning percentage against Tony. So this is interesting. Tony did win the last matchup, but before that, Josh won 3 straight. So Josh could get himself back in here. Let's add the context of this season. Let's see if that stays true. Projected 87 for Tony and projected 97. No one Joku. These are just straight up. Oh, but this isn't including Dalvin Cook and Josh Allen. So, it's gonna be a close matchup. I think Josh is actually looking a little better than I originally thought. I think Josh could be pretty good. So hopefully Josh gets a win here. I need Tony to lose since I'm in the East. Next we got Austin and Mateo. Their matchup has been again very even. Um, Mateo seems to have the regular season on lock, but Austin has the playoff win over him. Mateo won the last matchup score with a fucking shootout, 154 to 120. That's insane. But yeah, still pretty even overall, 4-5 leaning Mateo's way. But let's add the context of this season. Projected 105 for Mateo. So Mateo now, oh, the Jalen Hurts 24 projection is crazy. So I know a lot of people probably don't have their benches in, but I do have to think that I lean. If Swift plays, I think it's a lot closer, but if Swift doesn't play, I go Mateo. Next matchup is Finn versus Devin. Now, I found out that this matchup is mostly just ruled by Devin. Um, Devin has a fucking 5 game win streak on him, including last year's playoff matchup. They're apparently tied at 2-2, but not anymore. It's been straight downhill since. And including the season's context to it, I don't think it helps that he gets Cooper Cup back. I don't know. I don't know. I'd say I'd lean Devin to get this win more, but anything could happen, man. I want him to get the win because also Finn's in the East. Last but not least, we have Greg and Mark. Greg and Mark's matchup looks like this: 4-3, actually leading Greg, where they're actually tied in the regular season, but Greg has a playoff win over fucking Mark. That's crazy. Greg, oh, it was last year. I forgot about that. That's crazy. That's actually nuts. So Greg has the upper hand over here, and let's see how. I think they're both 4-3. How does the context affect this? 94 without a kicker, so honestly not bad. Could easily get 101. Um, oh, he took out quarterback and tight end because he doesn't know. Interesting. Okay. I honestly hope it's Greg, but it could go either way. I think it's a pretty good matchup. All right, and that's what I had this week for the weekly recap. Let me know if I miss anything. Let me know if you hate me. We gotta start using the smack talk a little more. So talk your shit, boys. All right, boys. I'll talk to you later.